Coming up, what led to a Northport man shooting up the car of his girlfriend's mother. Plus, what an upcoming closure along I-75 is expected to last nearly a year could mean for your daily commute. Where city commissioners are talking about building 2 new public bathrooms near St. Armand Circle. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story, a Northport man is behind bars after police say he tried to shoot and kill his estranged girlfriend's mother. Northport police say shots were fired near Ponce de Leon Boulevard and DeBarsky Avenue around midnight. The victim says 22-year-old Dustin Owens had his infant child in the back seat when he shot at her while she was driving. Owens was later picked up at a traffic stop and is now charged with attempted murder, shooting into a vehicle, and false imprisonment, among other charges. Police say no one was hurt during this incident. A health warning today after a Sarasota man died from eating a raw oyster at a local restaurant. The oyster was contaminated with a bacteria called Vibrio. The man who died was 71 years old, which put him at a higher risk. Florida health officials say the bacteria lives in salt water year-round, but is more common in the summer months, and that people can get infected by eating raw seafood or swimming with an open wound. One local chef says a good way to know when to eat raw oysters is by eating it only during the month that ends with the letter R.
Summertime, May, June, July, there are no R's in there, the water's warmer, and so the bacteria that is potentially hazardous to some people is more prevalent.
The victim died just 2 days after getting sick. Health officials say if you experience any of the symptoms of the bacteria, such as diarrhea, fever, or a skin infection, to seek medical care immediately. Northport welcoming its new police chief. Todd Garrison sworn in last night after being named the chief back in June. Family, friends, colleagues, city officials, and residents packed commission chambers for the ceremony. Garrison has 26 years experience in law enforcement and most recently worked for the Lee County Sheriff's Office.
My strategies are pretty much in line with what Northport's already doing. I believe in community policing. That's going to be a focus of my tenure, and intelligence-led policing is how we're going to target crime.
Garrison's starting salary will be $125,000 a year. He says he's looking forward to getting started ahead of the upcoming school year. Sarasota County School District has a new director of leadership, Carol K. Brown, taking over the position previously held by Wendy Katz. Brown has worked as a teacher and principal in Tampa for nearly 20 years. District officials say Brown has won many awards for her work and for her students' work as well. You may have the chance to meet all of the school board candidates in the same room at the same time. All 8 candidates for the Sarasota County School Board are invited to a forum next month at the Selby Public Library. The League of Women Voters hosting the August 6th forum, which is open to the public and begins at 5 p.m. Looking ahead, construction on a busy interstate ramp in Manatee County will be starting later this month. ABC 7's Marla Spence explains how it will affect driving across the Suncoast.
I'm at one Manatee County I-75 ramp where a major construction project is expected to happen later on this month. Northbound I-75 to I-275 southbound will be closed for that major construction project for 10 months. This is a map provided by the Florida Department of Transportation. It shows exactly where that project will be happening for almost a year. FDOT officials tell us they plan to close the portion of I-75 to I-275 to replace a concrete bridge deck. Officials say the bridge deck is no longer capable of routine maintenance and needs to be replaced. They also tell me it's been well over 20 to 30 years since construction to that bridge deck. In addition to the bridge deck being replaced, FDOT officials say they plan to resurface the roadway, install guardrails, and add new signing and pavement markings. In total, this project is costing $8 million. Travelers still have some time until that project starts. FDOT say they plan to close the road and start the construction project July 29th. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Manatee County for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you so much. You could see some tall clouds there in the background. You know, I think a lot of people are going to need some caffeine today. Just all the lightning and thunder last night.
Oh, sure.
me up early.
Well, I was already up, so that's
know
why I
you
didn't
were.
get the joke. But yeah, we've had a couple of days in a row, some fairly heavy rain showers moving through, and today featured a lot more lightning, I think, and that'll probably be the case this afternoon, mostly in inland areas, but they'll be around. As Scott was mentioning, we've got some big clouds out there. Started off the morning with some big clouds. The sun barely poked through from time to time, but sufficient to heat us up nicely now. We are on our way to another warm afternoon. Clouds, though, will be kind of a feature across the area throughout the day today. We had this morning some pretty good lightning pops around as those storms moved on shore. Take a look at the last 6 hours of time lapse, and you can see it's been kind of a persistent one after another here and there, dotting the landscape, showers, and excuse me, occasionally a thunderstorm moving through. That's the case for the afternoon as well. Almost any time, almost anywhere, a shower could pop up, and occasionally a thunderstorm. This is the time lapse of the lightning pops, and you can see there's plenty of those as well. Right now, we've had some heavy thunderstorm activity around. We still have some out in the Gulf. We'll detail those for you on radar in just a few minutes. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Hot, dry, windy weather in the west has helped spread wildfires across Oregon and California. Andrew Spencer explains why many people have been forced to evacuate as two of the largest fires have now turned deadly.
Desi Remington has seen wildfires before, but nothing quite like this one.
It was, lines of fire 10, 15 feet high and just rushing through the weed. It's the fastest fire I've ever seen.
Wasco County, Oregon. Areas normally green with shrubs and grass, now charred by wildfire.
It burned right up to the side of my house. It burned right up to the back of our barn.
The barn where Remington and her husband got married.
It was extremely emotional. I broke down a little bit. It was so scary, and yet I was so thankful.
The substation wildfire started on Tuesday. By Wednesday night, it had already burned across more than 50,000 acres. One person who deputies say was likely using a tractor to try to cut a fire line was caught by the fire and killed.
Strong winds are in the forecast with potential gusts up to 35 miles per hour. So obviously we are watching what this weather is doing to the fire and making sure that not only homes and lives are protected, but our firefighters are safe.
Meanwhile, the Ferguson fire burning near California's Yosemite National Park continues to threaten people's homes.
I'm just hoping it ends soon and that, no one loses their houses, no one else is injured, and we don't lose any more of our firefighters.
Evacuated from her home, Jeanette Lozano has been staying at the office, an animal shelter, working overtime.
Got our cots out and just stay here, and then we started getting calls. I was up at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, taking in animals.
The pets of other people who were also forced to evacuate. I'm Andrew Spencer, reporting.
Remember to get the latest breaking news from across the country and world and here on the Suncoast, as well as your First Alert weather forecast. Download our app, find it in your app store under WWSB or My Suncoast. 2 new public restrooms may soon be built on St. Armand's Circle in Sarasota. The St. Armand's Business Improvement District brought a proposal for those restrooms to the Sarasota City Commission earlier this week. The group wants to add 2 public restroom buildings and 2 medians in the Circle. Business owners on the Circle say the biggest complaint they hear from visitors is a lack of public restrooms. The organization would pay for the construction of the bathrooms, about $500,000, but the city would have to pay for the operations and maintenance costs, which would be at least $75,000 a year. Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections has an important reminder for voters. The deadline to register or change your party affiliation for the upcoming primary election is Monday, July 30th. Applications must be signed and returned in person or postmarked by July 30th. You can also apply online or through any driver license or tax collector's office. Still to come in your Suncoast News today at noon, why a new study suggests teens' digital media use could be leading to ADHD, and why wildlife experts think 2 teens were possibly attacked by sharks just minutes apart on a beach in New York State.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So it's been kind of an active day today. We had some scattered showers around, some pretty good downpours of rain at times, but they've been fairly fast-moving storms, so the total accumulation is not going to be all that great. But still, it's nice to see some of that much-needed rainfall across the area. 87 degrees current air temperature. We have a dew point value of a warm and steamy 77 degrees. The atmosphere is laden with moisture right now. We have a feels like temperature of 99. Somebody asked, well, what does a feels like index mean? What does a feels like temperature actually mean? Well, your body cools itself by perspiration, but if there's tons of moisture in the air, it's difficult to perspire because the atmosphere is already filled with moisture, so it can't really evaporate moisture from your skin. So consequently, your body's natural air conditioner kind of shuts down a little bit, and it makes the air temperature feel a little warmer than it actually is. That's why 99 is our current heat index number. As we head into the afternoon, temperatures will probably warm a little bit more. I'd maybe get up to about 92, and that'll give us a feels like of about 100 to 105. So some really warm temperatures coming your way this afternoon, feels like anyway. 50% chance of rain showers, I think, as we progress through to this right now through the afternoon till about 3 o'clock or so, and then we'll start to trim down those rain chances as we go into the afternoon and into the overnight. It has been very active to the north of us. We have a little trough of low pressure that's helping to produce some gusty winds and some heavy rain showers for the Big Bend region. Up there, like Cross City or so, you're going to see some potential flooding over the next couple of days. In fact, their rain chances could go up tomorrow because of a little low pressure area trying to develop, which will actually aid perhaps in bringing us some slightly drier weather just in time for Saturday. Scattered showers across the region will continue on today, some of them producing some pretty good rainfall out here in the Gulf. There are some pretty good showers that are beginning to build that'll be moving closer to, say, Siesta Key in about 45 minutes or so. That could produce some pretty good rainfall, but just about anywhere you could pick up a pretty good shower or thunderstorm. Right now, the one producing a lightning pop is in progress just to the north of Northport. That's got about a 20,000-foot top to it. That's not too bad. Certainly getting up there in the colder air where you can form the electrical charges necessary to produce those lightning pops, and they are around, and we've had a history of seeing lightning and thunder throughout the day today, all across the Suncoast, inland, near the coast, north and south. So they're going to be around. Now, the thunder and lightning produced by the showers and thunderstorms that have built, of course, produce clouds that go pretty high into the sky and create kind of a deck of clouds up there called cirrus clouds, anvil clouds, that produce a kind of smear of clouds that will linger. So we'll be beating back the clouds all day long today with the sun kind of poking through from time to time. Even though the thunderstorm may not be in progress, its clouds will linger for hours. So humid conditions across the Suncoast right now. On the precipitable water imagery map that we're showing you here gives you an idea of the moisture that's in the atmosphere. And then as we head into the next several days, this kind of low develops up here and some drier air filters in over central Florida, which could reduce our rain chances temporarily and briefly on Saturday. Southwest wind comes in at about 10 knots. The forecast looks like this. Today's daytime high about 91 tomorrow. Good chances of rain both of those days with some drier air starting to filter in tomorrow. It really comes full force on Saturday with our rain chance dropping to 30%, but that doesn't last long. We're back up to good rain chances on Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I think we'll be transitioning back to more typical weather for this time of year. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. And Health Smart, stop checking the scale. The number of pounds you see on there are really not the end-all and be-all of how healthy you are. Reporter Reed Binion gives you the numbers you should be paying attention to instead in today's Health Minute.
When it comes to losing or maintaining a healthy weight, there can be several metrics to track. The number on the scale, your BMI, the number of calories you consume, even the number on the tag inside your jeans. But you might be ignoring the numbers that really count. In a Washington Post article, registered dietitian Cara Rosenblum wrote that these are the numbers that she and her fellow dietitians really care about. Half your plate. Instead of counting calories, use the simple plate model. Fill half your plate with veggies and some fruit, 1/4 with protein, and the other 1/4 with whole grains. 25 to 35 grams. This number range represents how much fiber you should be consuming each day to help you fight cancers, lower blood sugars, and help you feel full. 7 to 8 hours. That's how much sleep you should get each night. 150 minutes. Recommended amount of physical activity each week. Get tested to find your fasting glucose level. Anything over 100 means you could be pre-diabetic. 120 over 80. That's normal blood pressure level. Stay on top of these numbers and your overall health. Make sure to get regular checkups from your doctor. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
A new study may give parents another reason to limit teenagers' digital media use, or at least try to. Researchers found a link between heavy use of digital media and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. The study found that teens who use the most digital technology were twice as likely to develop new symptoms of ADHD than those who used it least. The CDC says nearly 1 in 10 children in the U.S., more than 6 million kids, have a form of that disorder. Well, it's time for lunch, so let's head over to the kitchen and say hello. A special hello on a Thursday to have Judy Gallagher in our kitchen. Hi, Judy.
Scott, I just had to come in and see you. I missed you so much. I just said, let's just show up on a Thursday. And one of the reasons is because I have a delicious sweet treat for you. I am going to be making a peach cream cake, but there's actually no cream cheese or anything like that in it. It's similar to one of those ooey gooey butter cakes that you hear about from people in Minnesota, but we're using those beautiful fresh peaches from Georgia that I picked up at Yoder's Produce Market. This is the time of year I'm getting a basket, and I have several different recipes. And guess what I brought in today? I brought in my new book, Reflections and Recipes of Chef Judy Gallagher. You'll be able to order this right now online on Amazon and Barnes & Noble online, coming to your bookstores next month. I'll be back in just a few minutes to start cooking.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, and you're struggling to pay your bills while your case is dragging on, that's where Oasis Financial comes in. Only Oasis has Oasis Express Cash that can get you from $500 to $25,000 in as little as 24 hours, faster than anyone else. There's no risk and no out-of-pocket cost.
It was so simple. I made one phone call. Oasis was able to give me the money within 24 hours.
To pay for my electric bill, my rent, and my groceries for my children.
And even if you end up losing your case, Oasis lets you keep the money, so there's absolutely no risk to you. You don't have to worry about repaying Oasis.
If I had lost my case, then I wouldn't be responsible for paying the money back. And that was a blessing.
Oasis, they killed it, man. They helped me out. They gave me my life back.
See how much money you can get before your case settles. Call Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case. 1-800-874-8185. 1-800-874-8185.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at SCORE.org.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
New at noon, a scary scene in the Northeast now under investigation after two children were apparently bitten by sharks just miles and minutes apart. ABC's Lindsay Davis is on Fire Island with what experts think might have caused the attacks.
Two children are recovering this morning after two possible shark attacks off the coast of Fire Island, New York.
It was like 1 second, it went like that, and then it just let go immediately.
13-year-old Matthew Donaldson and 12-year-old Lola Polina both describe similar terrifying scenes playing out Wednesday morning.
I saw something like next to me and I kind of felt pain, and I looked and I saw like a fin kind of.
Lola's dad says his daughter was less than 10 feet off the shore, up to her waist in water, when all of a sudden she started to panic.
I couldn't process what was going on at first until I saw her come out, and then it started to like, holy, I can't believe it just happened.
These pictures tell the harrowing story. Her leg slashed and bloodied from teeth marks. Lola was bitten at 11:15 a.m. Only minutes later, less than 5 miles away, Matthew, seen here limping toward the ambulance, emerged from the water after another possible shark attack at a different beach.
I was swimming out in the ocean and I thought I was going out just a little bit too far, so I started swimming back. I had two other girls with me, and as I was swimming back, something bit my leg.
This shark was found on the beach later that day. It's not clear if this is the shark behind the attacks, but it's a haunting reminder of just what might be lurking right off the shore.
It's just crazy. Like, it's incredible. There's never been a shark attack on Fire Island.
According to NOAA, shark bites in this area are highly unusual. Prior to Wednesday, they say only 10 bites have been recorded over the last 100+ years in New York waters. The tooth pictured here was removed from Matthew's leg. It's now being analyzed to determine just what bit him.
Lindsay Davis reporting the beaches are expected to remain closed today as crews continue to search for possible sharks responsible for those bites. Back to the kitchen now and check in again with Judy Gallagher.
That's right, Scott, we're ready to get going. So in the mixer, I have 1/3 cup of sugar. And to that, I'm going to add a whole egg and 1 egg yolk. And you know, I always label those leftover egg whites and put them in the refrigerator because just whipping up that extra egg white to certain recipes is just going to give you more fluff and it's going to be really good. So just label it. You've got 3 days to use it up. I'm going to turn the mixer on in just a minute, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slowly add, after the butter and sugar cream for about 3 minutes, we're going to slowly add 5 tablespoons of butter, which is 1/3 cup, okay? And you got to be really careful. You want to go slow because we don't want the butter to cook the eggs. They call it the egg yolks cooking as a technique with the sugar. It's a chemical reaction that you're looking for. So we're going to keep getting that really fluffy. The ingredients are really funny in this recipe in that it really is kind of an ooey gooey, creamy peach cake. It is not the type of recipe that you're going to serve to put out in a fancy buffet, but trust me, it is so delicious. So now we're going to add the flour. And remember, all these ingredients are up on our website, mysuncoast.com, and the baking powder. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to whip that, slow that down a little bit. And very slowly, I'm going to start to incorporate 6 tablespoons of milk. Now, I've tried several recipes with almond milk, things like that. You really need to bake with whole milk unless you get a recipe where it's already been adjusted to another type of milk. But this is where you need to use your whole milk. It's only 6 tablespoons. So now that this is mixed up, when we come back, I'm going to fold in those fresh peaches from Yoder's, and I'm making a little blueberry compote to go on the base, and we are going to have a really good peach cream cake in just a few minutes.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Can you believe there are only 3 more weeks left of summer vacation? I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, the Homework Hub will get our Suncoast kids ready for a new school year. The Braden Marauders will be in a galaxy far, far away. We'll chat with one of the pitchers about Star Wars night. Plus, we'll meet this weekend's McCurdy's comedy headliner, and Sub-Zero ice cream chills us out in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
The body, it is a work of art and a powerful ally in the fight against cancer. A new approach called immunotherapy works by helping our immune system correctly identify and eradicate many types of cancer cells. Speak with your doctor and visit su2c.org/immunotherapy to learn more. Your body might just be your greatest hope.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I'll be right back.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Coming up, President Trump walking back his comments on Russia once again, what he's now saying today. Plus, the Thai soccer team speaking out. It's the first time since they've been rescued, what they had to say about the ordeal, and why a Florida family will be allowed to keep the Starry Night murals painted on their home.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. President Trump is clarifying his stance on Vladimir Putin and Russian election meddling and appearing to contradict his own intelligence agencies. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington to explain the president's reversal.
President Trump defending his controversial summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin, tweeting, "The summit with Russia was a great success, except with the real enemy of the people, the fake news media. I look forward to our second meeting." This as he's facing criticism he was too weak in the press conference with Putin, but insisting he was tough when they met behind closed doors.
What'd you say to him?
Very strong on the fact that we can't have meddling, we can't have any of that now.
In public, the president refusing to hold Putin accountable for Russian meddling in the 2016 election and doubting U.S. intelligence agencies, then backtracking to CBS News.
I don't want to get into whether or not he's lying. I can only say that I do have confidence in our intelligence agencies as currently constituted.
But the president seemingly continues to contradict his intelligence chiefs. Monday, his director of national intelligence warning that Russia is engaged in ongoing pervasive efforts to undermine our democracy.
Is Russia still targeting the U.S., Mr. President?
Press, let's go. Make your way out.
No, you don't believe that to be the case?
Press Secretary Sarah Sanders trying to clarify.
We had a chance to speak with the president after his comments, and the president said thank you very much and was saying no to answering questions.
But the fallout is fierce from within the GOP.
Again and again, that he mistrusts our intelligence services and believes the words of Putin.
There was an effort by lawmakers to subpoena the U.S. translator, the only other American who was in the room when President Trump met with Vladimir Putin. But this morning, House Republicans blocked that measure. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Happening today, American automakers, suppliers, and lobbyists are expected to meet on Capitol Hill to speak out against proposed auto tariffs. President Trump is proposing a 20 to 25% tariff for imported vehicles and parts. The public hearing will be held to discuss that proposal. One auto expert says imposing the tariffs could create a domino effect, which could be disastrous for the U.S. auto industry.
We would see prices increase, production drop at the assembly plants as well as the supplier plants. We'd probably see dealers cut back.
Experts say if the tariffs go into effect, the price of an American-made car could increase by nearly $2,300 and nearly $7,000 for an imported vehicle. The Environmental Protection Agency is rolling back more Obama-era pollution regulations. Acting Director Andrew Wheeler signed the finalized new standards that oversee coal ash. That's the leftover waste created by power plants that burn coal. These new rules are a revision of the 2015 regulations put in place by the Obama administration after two major industrial coal ash spills. The new regulations put more authority back in the hands of the industry and the states to regulate their own waste. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg clarifying some controversial comments he made on Holocaust deniers. Zuckerberg defended the rights of certain Facebook users to publish posts denying the Holocaust happened, saying that he did not think they intentionally were getting it wrong. It's part of the ongoing debate of free speech on Facebook at a time when the site is facing criticism over its role in spreading misinformation. Zuckerberg, who is Jewish, emailed the author of the article after it was published, saying he was not defending Holocaust deniers and that he found the denial of it deeply offensive. New at noon, Israel's parliament has passed a controversial bill declaring the country as the nation state of all Jewish people. It anchors into law that Jerusalem is Israel's capital. The country's Assembly of Lawmakers passed the bill in a close 62 to 55 vote. Some lawmakers were removed from the parliament session for making noisy objections following the announcement of the results. The law also downgrades Arabic from being one of the state's official languages to one with special status. For the first time since they were rescued, we've heard from the 12 Thai boys and their soccer coach after they survived being trapped in a flooded cave for more than 2 weeks. They were released from the hospital yesterday wearing matching soccer jerseys. The coach said they often had group activities after soccer practice, and going inside the cave was just one of those activities meant to be educational for the boys. They also said the rescue diver who died during the operation is a hero and that they will honor him in the future. Time to get a check on our weather on this Thursday afternoon with meteorologist John Scalzi. Boy, it just seems like the showers are coming through any time of day.
Yeah, and it is so humid outside.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The air conditioner just seems like it's putting out, 5 gallons of water an hour.
Can you imagine what life in Florida would be like
without air
AC?
conditioning?
I don't think there'd be many people living here in the summer.
I think air conditioning and DDT were the two things that really started to populate Florida, especially close to the coastline. We are looking, I think, at more humid weather throughout the afternoon and cloud cover building as well at times, producing showers and thunderstorms. As the Casey Keek webcam shows, we don't have tremendous amounts of strong winds. We just have a steady flow of air off Gulf waters. So the seas are pretty flat out there, light chop at worst, so it's not too bad. We do have some scattered showers in progress. Titan radar put into motion shows over the last 6 hours some pretty impressive showers and even a few thunderstorms around. And in fact, thunderstorms are visible on a time lapse of the last 6 hours of lightning pops as well. And they're everywhere, north, south, east, west, any places equally likely to see a thunderstorm today. Although during the afternoon, you'll probably see more of them in inland areas. Cloud cover, yeah, we'll have a little bit of cloud cover to deal with too, but still, heating of the day will get up to a nice toasty 92. Currently, we're at about 87 degrees in Sarasota, 89 degrees in Manatee County. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Happening in Florida, a fourth body has been found at the site of a plane crash near the Everglades. Authorities found and identified the body of the fourth victim. 3 had already been found. The 2 small planes collided midair and then crashed about 9 miles west of a Miami airport over a remote swampy area. Both planes belonged to a South Florida flight school. The crash remains under investigation. Police near Miami arrest several protesters blocking an intersection outside of an immigration office. Dozens rallied in Miramar, demanding the immigration facility be closed. Police arrested those who ignored their demands to leave. Demonstrators say they were part of a group called the Circle of Protection. Some of them set up tents promising to camp out in that area. An update now on the Florida citrus industry, which has been struggling since Hurricane Irma hit last year. Governor Rick Scott has asked the Legislative Commission to approve more than $300 million in federal funding for state citrus farmers, a grant that comes from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The legislature can give the full grant to farmers or choose to only give part of it. They'll decide the exact amount later today. A Central Florida couple can keep the Starry Night murals painted on their home. The painting was done in the style of the famous Vincent van Gogh masterpiece. For nearly 1 year now, they've been in a code enforcement battle with the city of Mount Dora and were fined thousands of dollars. But the city council has finally agreed to let them keep those murals. A settlement was also reached requiring the city to pay the homeowners $15,000 with an apology from the mayor.
With this matter behind us, the city wants to look ahead and focus on reviewing our present codes and to continue and embrace arts and artists with open arms, since we are someplace special.
The artist says the city's decision to allow the mural to stay is a big day for the arts. There's a big effort to keep kids on the learning track during the summer break. That's why the Manatee YMCA is partnering with the Suncoast Campaign for grade level reading to make sure kids are not falling behind.
They are one of the 80 summer camps that are part of the Suncoast Summer Book Challenge that encourages children to read 6 books over the summer.
Some children have already surpassed that challenge by reading 80 to 100 books so far this summer. All kids at the Y read for 30 minutes a day to help close that summer learning gap. All right, back to the kitchen now. Judy Gallagher cooking up something sweet for us today. Judy?
That's right. I feel like this is the version of the ooey gooey cake that everybody knows from the Midwest. So now we have, and then look, it's a small amount of batter. It's just going to fit that one pan. We're going to add the equivalent of about 7 peaches. I'm going to show you as we just kind of fold it in. They're just cut up peaches, and they're going to blend together. And you can tell you have enough when it's consistently just the peaches are coated, but there's not too much cake batter. So we could probably use about 2 more peaches, but for time's sake, we'll go ahead and leave it like that. Now, the best way to peel peaches is to drop them in a pot of boiling water for about 30 seconds, then just pull them out, let them cool slightly, wear your gloves, and the skin will peel right off. That's really the easiest way. Now, I'm going to use a cheesecake pan, and what I've done is I've buttered it very well. Then you put on the outer part, you put aluminum foil. That's going to keep the gooiness to the cake. Now we're going to take some parchment paper, and what you want to do with the parchment paper so you don't have seams that will really affect the cake is just kind of spread it out. You do want to have the parchment coming up the sides, which you normally don't do. You just cut the circle on the base of it. But the reason why I want to do this is because it's going to be easier to lift. Because when I say the cake is gooey, it's gooey. So let's go ahead and add that to the pan, right like that, okay? Then we're going to sprinkle the top just with a little more sugar, and that's going to almost give it like a caramelized effect as it bakes in the oven. So you're going to use regular sugar. You don't want to use powdered sugar in that. Now, you can put powdered sugar once the cake is completely baked, but I don't want it, it's already sweet. I don't want to get it too sweet. So I'm going to pull, see where that fold is right there? We're just going to make sure we get this all to the corners. This is going to go on a cookie sheet, baked at 350 to 355 degrees, about 50 to 60 minutes. Now for the blueberry compote, this couldn't be any easier. 1 to 2 pints of blueberries, a little bit of water, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Cook it down. We have it done. I'm coming back. The cake may not be gorgeous, but it's absolutely delicious.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours. Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So temperatures are climbing. We're at 87 degrees. We have a dew point value of 77. That gives us a very hot and sticky, feels like, of 99 already. We have a southwest wind that continues to blow and will continue through the afternoon. 50% chance of showers for the next couple of hours, and then I think we'll probably start to see the focus shifting inland, and we'll start to trend down the rain chances as we head into sunset and the heating of the day starts to fade. Tomorrow morning, we'll probably see some more showers around, and probably see an isolated shower or two during the overnight as well. We have some scattered showers to numerous showers north of us, Big Bend region, likely to see some flooding over the next several days. Minor flooding, but still. Our area has some scattered showers around. Don't think we'll have the flooding issues here. It's just beneficial rainfall. It's good to see, actually. And right now, some showers are moving through parts of Manatee County, producing some, at times, heavy little blasts of rain. They're kind of smaller cells, so you'll get one of those showers and then it'll move on pretty quickly. Total rainfall amounts not all that great. The heaviest of the weather is located inland, Hidden River, Mayaca City, seeing some pretty good thunderstorm activity there as well at this hour. So all of that ongoing through the afternoon, here and there, dotting the landscape, can pop up anytime, almost anywhere. That'll be the name of the game today. And a mix of sun and clouds with the sun poking through and eventually getting our temperature up to about 92 degrees. High pressure pushed to our south, a trough located to the north, stalling out there, bringing us this general wind that comes in out of the southwest for the next couple of days. A little area of low pressure developing on that front may help to draw in some drier weather tomorrow and, well, late tomorrow, and bring us perhaps a little less rainfall for Saturday. But then we were going to return to that typical Florida weather as we head into next week. So the latest red tide status has come in from Mote Marine spotters this morning, and they found a couple of instances of some intense red tide irritant in the air, causing some respiratory issues in Venice and Manasota. Lido Key also popping up now with low concentrations, as is Nokomis. The University of South Florida's trajectory forecasts would indicate that by the end of the weekend, some of this higher concentrations of intense red tide might be drifting a little bit further to the south. So areas around Gasparilla, maybe by the end of the weekend, you might see it headed your way. So just be aware of that. Forecast for us looks like this for boating today. A southwest wind at about 10 knots and topping it out at about 91 or 2 degrees. And then tomorrow about the same, with a good chance of rainfall both days. A little drier air tries to filter in tomorrow night, and tomorrow night, and reduces our rain chance for Saturday. Saturday probably our least rainy day of the week, and then as we head into Sunday, we'll pop back up that rain chance to 50%. And over the course of next week, we'll probably return to more typical summertime rain showers, building inland, drifting back to the coast. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, Ford is recalling 500,000 vehicles, which the company says are at risk of rolling unexpectedly. The recall affects 2013 to 16 Fusions, 2013 and 14 Escapes. Ford says the problem is cushions called bushings that help reduce vibrations. In these affected vehicles, those bushings that attach the shifter cable and transmission can come apart and cause the vehicles to roll while in park. Ford says no one has reported any injuries due to that defect. Salmonella concerns are prompting a bread recall across several southern states, including here in Florida. The recalled rolls are under the brand names Market Square and Great Value. Consumers should look for Captain John Durst old-fashioned bread and avoid eating the product, and then instead return them for a full refund. No illnesses have been reported in connection with the recalled bread. Despite some technical glitches, Amazon Prime Day was a huge success. The online retailer says Prime members bought more than 100 million products during that sale. It calls this year's Prime Day the biggest shopping event in its history, with sales topping Cyber Monday, Black Friday, and last year's Prime Day. Amazon says smaller businesses that sell goods through the website also did more than $1 billion in sales. Well, calling all chip lovers, deep dish pizza, crab spice, and pimento cheese sounds like an eclectic menu at a restaurant. Well, those are the flavors now all available in one aisle in the grocery store in the chip aisle. Lay's is releasing 8 new potato chip flavors. The new Taste of America flavors showcase local cuisines across the nation. Some of the other flavors are Cajun spice, chili con queso, fried pickles with ranch, New England lobster roll, and sweet Thai chili. They'll be on grocery store shelves July 30th through September 23rd, but only in the regions that they represent. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll check in again with Judy one more time in the kitchen and tell you about why thousands of superfans are expected to meet up in San Diego this weekend.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You've got it. It's ooey,
tell Skin what it is?
Buttery. So this is a peach cream cake, and you do have to leave the parchment paper on it, but I've covered it with blueberry compote and homemade whipped cream.
It's good, and I'll tell you, there's some other good recipes in her new cookbook.
Ta-da!
Judy Gallagher's cookbook. Check it out on Amazon and Barnes
& Noble online. Bookstores will have it in about 3 weeks. Reflections and recipes of Chef Judy.
Good stuff. So is the hat.
Thanks, John.
Scott?
Thank you both. Coming up on the all-new ABC 7 News at 4 this afternoon, ESPN handing out its Arthur Ashe Courage Award last night at the ESPYs to 141 women. The message the recipients are sending to other sexual abuse victims. And before you head to the beach this weekend, a sunscreen alert from the FDA. We hope you'll join us this afternoon at ABC 7 News at 4. In entertainment news, a major milestone for the Piano Man and Lin-Manuel Miranda is coming out with a children's book. ABC's Maggie Rulli has it all in today's Showbiz Wrap.
Billy Joel is in a New York state of mind. The Piano Man held his 100th performance at Madison Square Garden Wednesday night. He already topped the record for most performances in the iconic venue back in 2015 with 65. Number 100, this is just the cherry on top.
I remember being at the Garden almost 5 years ago when it was announced that we were going to have a residency here, and all the people who would come to see us. Now we're about 2 million tickets sold for our shows here, and I couldn't think of a better way to peak in my life.
Lin-Manuel Miranda of Hamilton fame is taking his lyrical genius from the stage to the page, publishing a new picture book for kids based on his famous Good Morning, Good Night tweets. The book will feature affirmations that the playwright's been tweeting for the past few years. Good Morning, Good Night, Little Pep Talks for Me and You hits bookshelves October 23rd. A first for Denzel Washington. After nearly 4 decades in showbiz, Washington will be in a sequel, reprising his role of retired CIA agent Robert McCall in The Equalizer 2. When asked, why now?
Good story, great teammates.
We're getting our first look at the new stars of the hit TV series The Crown. Netflix releasing an image showing the new, older, and more stylish Princess Margaret, now played by Helena Bonham Carter, and another of Ben Daniels as Princess Margaret's ex-husband, Anthony Armstrong Jones. The highly anticipated Season 3 of The Crown will launch in 2019. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Maggie Bruley, ABC News, New York.
Finally, nerds rejoice. Today's the start of Comic-Con in San Diego. More than 100,000 comic and science fiction enthusiasts are expected to pack the convention center there, complete with their own unique costumes and characters. Movie studios like Marvel, DC will also feature previews of their upcoming projects exclusive to Comic-Con guests. Tickets and passes have been sold out for almost a year to this event, so those that are not lucky enough to get a pass we'll just have to enjoy the rest of what San Diego has to offer. But,
wow.
And there's plenty.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great city.
It's a great city. Yeah, it is.
I hear the weather's pretty nice there.
most of the time.
Not bad,
yeah,
buddy. Not bad.
Most of the time. And the fog is so cool, too, when it gets the fog kind of rolling up off the colder shelf water. Amazing stuff. Anyway, showers around our area today. Bob will track them on radar.
See you later. Have a good day.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, and you're struggling to pay your bills while your case is dragging on, that's where Oasis Financial comes in. Only Oasis has Oasis Express Cash that can get you from $500 to $25,000 in as little as 24 hours, faster than anyone else. There's no risk and no out-of-pocket cost.
It was so simple. I made one phone call. Oasis was able to give me the money within 24 hours.
To pay for my electric bill, my rent, and my groceries for my children.
And even if you end up losing your case, Oasis lets you keep the money. So there's absolutely no risk to you. You don't have to worry about repaying Oasis.
If I had lost my case, then I wouldn't be responsible for paying the money back. And that was a blessing.
Oasis, they killed it, man. They helped me out. They gave me my life back.
See how much money you can get before your case settles. Call Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case. 1-800-874-8185. 1-800-874-8185.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.